What's up, Klamath Falls? This is Mike.
What's up, Klamath Falls? Is Dave, and today we have a special guest once again. This is Bethany Holmes. She is the director for Safe Families for Children of Klamath Falls.
Thanks for coming.
Hello, thanks for having me.
So, yeah, I got a chance to meet you. Well, we've been on several occasions, Kiwanis Club meeting, and then through the Red City Riders and that. So, love what you guys do, and figured the people that don't know about you should.
Thank you.
So, just here to kind of have you share your story about what Safe Families for Children does, and maybe how people can get involved in the community to help out if at all, and whatever you guys need.
Perfect. Well, yeah, that's awesome. So, yeah, I grew up here in Klamath, born and raised. My family has a farm ranch out in Swan Lake Valley, east of town, and graduated from Klamath Union High School, went to college, became a teacher. I was a teacher at Bonanza Elementary for 16 years, and then decided to jump ship in October of 2021. Well, in July of 2021, and then in October I started Safe Families for Children here. We are underneath Hearts with a Mission, which is a nonprofit out of Medford, Oregon, and they have a youth shelter, transitional living home, and they run Safe Families for Children in Jackson County, Josephine County, Lincoln, Klamath, Douglas, and Coos County. So we have six sites around the state. Safe Families for Children actually started in 2003 back in Chicago and has spread across 40 states. It's in at least 10 other countries also. And in Oregon alone, we have 15 counties that have Safe Families for Children. And so Oregon is really unique because we have so many counties and we work together. We have an Oregon collaborative, and so we do things. We all do things the same. We use the same forms. We meet monthly. Well, our directors meet monthly. Our case managers meet every other week and discuss things. We share a database, so we just do a lot of things together. And Safe Families for Children offers parent mentors. We offer youth mentors. We set goals with our parents and our older youth every 3 months and support them in meeting those goals. And then we also offer respite hosting, so daytime or overnight hosting, so like childcare. If a parent has to, a single parent doesn't have someone to watch their child while they go to a doctor's appointment or a job interview, something like that, we can have one of our host families or our family friend volunteers that are vetted, background checked, fingerprinted, watch their children while they do that. Or if sometimes a mom will call and say, hey, my child care got canceled for this day, can somebody watch my child? So we help out like that. Overnight hosting, we do... we can do that if a parent is homeless. We just finished a about 4-month hosting, actually. Mom was living on the street, and then she got an apartment, and then we sent her 11-year-old home to live with her mom. Also, if a parent has to go to treatment or rehab or maybe go to jail and there's no reason that their child has to be involved in foster care and with child welfare, then we could host the child while the parent goes through that.
I think that's an awesome thing because I'm not knocking the foster system, but that adds such a level of red tape and so much.
Yeah, just extra things that aren't necessary for that parent to go through to be with their child.
Right.
Yeah, so we really are an upstream safety net in foster care prevention.
Okay.
Yeah, we really want to keep families together because that's the best thing for those kids.
Right.
So how did you find this? You saw this at some point and said, ooh, this would be good here? Or...
Well, so funny story, my uncle is the founder and director of Hearts with a Mission in Medford. And so I'd been kind of a part of Hearts with a Mission from the beginning, just through family, because I was really close to my uncle. And he came to me in May of 2021 and said, we'd really like to start Safe Families in Klamath County, and I think you'd be a great director because you've grown up here, you've got so many connections. And I told him no. I actually was trying to become an administrator at the time, and I'd applied for 3 jobs that spring and had interviews. And in the back of my mind, though, I don't know why I said it, but I did. I said, I'll consider it if those don't work out. Well, none of them worked out. And I still didn't, was still planning on teaching the next year, but I went on vacation with some of my teacher friends that July. And we were just talking about some of the rough situations that our students live in. Being in Bonanza, there's, you have Sprague River and you've got Bly Mountain. And I mean, even within Bonanza, there's a lot of poverty and some tough situations.
Sure.
And that little voice came back and said, you can do something about that. And so I came back and I called my uncle and I said, okay, tell me more. I am taking the bait. Tell me more. And then I called the director up in Lincoln County, and because she's not connected directly to Hearts with a Mission, like not in the same town as Hearts with a Mission. So she's like a satellite chapter. And then I said, okay, I'll do it. So it was the end of July. I made the hardest phone call of my life and called first time ever I'd quit my job.
Yeah.
Called my boss and quit my job. And it was pretty crazy. And, went from being a teacher into ministry, because Safe Families for Children really it's a ministry.
Yeah.
So we partner with churches, and that's where most of our volunteers come from. We're volunteer driven and professionally supported.
Kind of amazing how he works when we don't know what path to take. He'll show us.
Yep.
Could be some intervention.
Right. Yep. So I fully think that he closed those doors for a reason. And then even 2 years later, the principal position came open at Bonanza, and that had been my dream job. That's what I wanted to do, and I applied for it, and I didn't even get an interview. And so I just thought, okay, God, I guess this is just a little bit of more confirmation. Yep, confirmation. And so I'm done. I'm sticking where I'm at. I'm very happy. My family's been blessed since we made the jump. So.
Well, I know in the presentation you did at the Kiwanis Club, you have hosted families, and your kids have been involved in this and helping kids their age and younger, get through their hardships, and that's amazing. I mean, you guys are just a phenomenal family, honestly.
Oh.
So it's good on you for what you do.
Thanks. Yeah, we actually went up to Alaska for a Western State Directors Retreat a couple of years ago, and I told my husband and my 2 kids, I said, you're going with me because this is a great opportunity to get up to Alaska. We hadn't been there. And the first night we got there, we were there with all the other directors. My husband and children were there, and they went around and asked us, tell us your why. Why are you part of Safe Families? And my kids did it too, and they had everybody in the room in tears because we started, especially, we were the first host family. And so I got a call one night from the hospital, and they had a single dad up there who'd had a 13-year-old boy, and the dad was septic and needing to be airlifted up to Roseburg. And I had met this dad, and we'd done an intake. He was involved with us, and so he told them to call me because his boy would have gone into foster care because there was no one else. They moved here because the dad was on kidney dialysis, and so they didn't know anybody in town. And so I had a volunteer pick him up and met me, and he came in. He lived with us for about 10 days, and I was able to take him up to Roseburg to see his dad during that time. And then when his dad came back and was feeling good, we sent his son back to him. So, yeah, and
That's great.
Our very first hosting that we didn't personally do, but Safe Families Klamath did, was a 19-year-old mom and her 8-month-old boy. They were couch surfing. And so we put him with the host family for about 6 weeks, and then we helped her find an apartment and helped her furnish it with donations and moved him into their place. So
Good deal. Wow, that's great. And I didn't even think about it. I know that you were going to bring somebody else with you today, and they ended up being sick. Your son did such a great presentation at the Kiwanis Club. You could have brought him because honestly, he's a good kid, and man, he's very comfortable. It seems speaking in front of a group. So kudos on that. Good job, Mom.
They're funny. They if my husband too. He could give the spiel to anybody who asks. They've heard it enough. They've tabled at events with me enough that it's just kind of who we are. It's really a part of our family, and
Good deal.
Yeah.
Is there any kind of qualifiers that somebody has to meet in order to be considered or accepted, or how does that work if somebody is in need? Um,
They just have to be socially isolated, so just not to have a support system. There, we don't really have an income base. I mean, we've had people that have had jobs, that have had decent jobs, and then a lot of people that don't have jobs. A lot of people looking for jobs that we're working with, and they really just have to be kind of doing it on their own without a support system.
Okay.
They just don't have someone to call if there's a need, if they have a need. So, most of us, if you look at your cell phone, if you're in a crisis, you have someone in your phone you can call. But there's people that have nobody. Nobody that they trust with their kids, nobody that they trust themselves. And so that's where we like to step in and become like extended family to them. And what we do is we match volunteers. So like I said earlier, we're volunteer driven and professionally supported. Most of our volunteers do come from churches, and then we pair those volunteers with a parent or a youth that's in need.
you guys are a nonprofit.
We are. Yep.
If somebody wanted to make donations, how would they go about that?
So they can go to our website, heartswithamission.org. And there's a donate button there, and they can choose to donate to Klamath. We're actually going to be at the home show this weekend.
Awesome.
So if somebody wants to stop by, we've got donation envelopes. If somebody's interested in setting up an electronic gift, they could also text 41444 and text the word Klamath to that number, and they can set up a donation through there. You can set up a monthly donation, or like a recurring donation, or just a one-time donation too. So
I'm just gonna 41444 and the word Klamath.
yes.
Correct. Okay.
Yep.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Be at the home show this weekend too.
Perfect.
I just drew a blank. It doesn't happen too often. And if people wanted to contact you, so if somebody's reaching out for help, would they call you, email you, either, or there's somebody else?
Either they could call or email me. I'm kind of the point person, and then I do have 2 case managers that I could point in their direction or point them in their direction.
And
So
541-816-1666.
yes, yep, or bethany.h@hwam.org.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, it's tough times, and sadly, as crazy as the world is these days, there's not a lot of help out there for people that need it. Not a lot of help you don't have to worry about, if that makes sense. And so to have folks like you that are willing to step in and help these people in need, with good, trustworthy help, that's the important part. That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's great what you guys do.
Yeah,
So,
thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just want to love on people, meet them where they're at, and help them move forward. And we don't just want to give them a handout. We don't think that's the way to change. So we really hold the families and youth we're working with, we hold them accountable, set goals with them, revisit them every 3 months, making sure they're moving forward, and we're just kind of walking alongside them and helping them through their
Sure.
challenging time to stabilize their situation for themselves and their kids.
Well, and even for people like that are isolated, to have somebody that actually cares enough to check in on them and hold them accountable. Being held accountable is not a bad thing. It
Yeah.
kind of helps you stay focused on the prize, when if you're not, it's real easy to fall back.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
that's great.
Yeah. And something that we're doing for our youth is we're doing a pizza and skills class. We've started it for our girls. It's once a month, and we're doing it for 12 to 15-year-old girls. And we come together, they make homemade pizza, and then they do a social emotional skill around resilience. And then we have, they eat their pizza, and we have a community member come in and teach them a life skill. And so this last time, our very first time, we had the owners of J&L Auto Detailing, husband and wife, they came in, Great couple, and they did some teamwork activities with the girls. They played some games and talked to them about teamwork and what that looks like, and they had so much fun. They were disappointed when they left that they weren't able to come back the very next week. So so that's something really fun we're doing, and we're inviting community members to come in and help teach them a skill. We have someone lined up to do self-defense, someone lined up to help them change a tire, jumpstart a car, check oil, plant identification, drawing, just whatever anybody wants to share.
Yeah.
So, and we want to do it with boys, but we need a male to facilitate that for us. It's myself and my 2 case managers. We're all 3 ladies, but we really need a man to come alongside us and be there to speak to those boys, because
Right.
it's different. It's different than a woman talking to them. So if anybody out there watching is interested, call me, email me. We can come see me at the home show this weekend, and we can talk about it.
All right. I might know somebody interested.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
It's just a once a month commitment.
I didn't say who. I just said I might know somebody interested.
I'd be there to help.
You got anything, Dave?
Well, I was just going to ask you, how many people, or how many kids are in need? How many?
Like how many families are we working with?
Correct. Yeah.
So we've been up to 40 youth and families before. I lost a staff member in January, and so we cut back. We really looked at who really needs us. If they don't need us, then we like to transition them to a natural relationship and let them know they can always come back. And we have had families come back. But right now I think we're at about 30.
Okay.
30 youth and families.
That's a pretty good workload.
It is, and then we have about 15 of them connected with volunteers, and then the rest of them are on a wait list. So our wait list is decent. It's a decent wait list. So yeah, single moms looking for someone to talk to, someone to set goals with them and hang out with them, and we have some single dads also, and then we've got some youth as young as 11 and as old as 17 that are looking for mentors.
Youth that are on their own?
No, they're in families. Yeah, they just need a mentor. They live either with a single parent, or some of them have a 2-parent household, but it's a step parent, and sometimes that's hard. It's a hard situation for a youth, and they just need someone to talk to.
Yeah. All right.
So, yeah. A couple things we do have coming up, too. We are going to be a part of the Holiday Jewelry Balloon Pop.
Okay.
And so you can come in and buy a balloon with a stone in it and support us. We'll have a tent outside of Holiday Jewelry.
When's that going to be?
April 17th, 18th, and 19th.
You have a lot going on the 19th. Then.
We do, because we are going to do an Easter egg hunt with the Rip City Riders.
Right. I was going to bring that up also, and we'll iron out all the details on that, and we'll make further announcements on that. But yeah, at the Rip City Riders Clubhouse, there's going to be an Easter egg hunt Saturday right before Easter, and we're looking forward to that. One of our lady members brought that up, and we all thought it was a pretty cool idea, and we were hoping that you guys would feel the same way. And just a fun event to get the kids out, and we've got a nice yard area for them to explore in. So looking forward to that.
Any way we can partner with other groups in the community is just great. Yeah, we are also we've been chosen as one of the nonprofits for Dancing with Your Klamath Stars, which is going to be May 10th. So Jennifer Sparks is one of the contestants, and she chose Safe Families for Children to be the nonprofit that she's looking to support through that.
Okay.
So you can come out and vote for her and help Safe Families for Children get a donation out of that.
And when is that?
May 10th.
May 10th. Mm-hmm. All right. We got lots of dates going on here.
We do. We've got a lot going on. We're
good.
Just getting out there and doing what we can, just engaging with the community and trying to get people excited about Safe Families for Children so we don't have a wait list anymore. We don't want a wait list.
Right. Well, and it's just such a great but unique service that you guys provide. You know, again, nothing against the foster system. There's definitely a place for it, but it's not always required to go that far to help somebody in need. And you guys offer that in between that doesn't really separate a family. It just gives them that reassurance that get through this tough time and your family's taken care of. And that's amazing.
Yeah, we just try to address whatever that stressor is that's causing that parent to be overwhelmed and see what we can do and just try to prevent abuse and neglect of kids. Yeah.
Well, on a wait list like that really wouldn't work when something happens. You need something
Like
immediate.
Yeah. And those families that are on our wait list, they do call us if something pops up. But it would be nice if they have a volunteer, a consistent person that they can reach out to.
Okay. Anybody wanted to volunteer, again, you would be the person to contact?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. 541-816-1666. Yep. Shoot me an email.
All right.
Yeah.
And that's bethany.h@hwam.org.
Yeah. And I also send out an email on Fridays that has celebrations for the week, what we have coming up, any needs we have, and I attach our wait list and instructions to get involved. So somebody can call me or email me if they're interested in being on that wait list also.
Okay. I don't know that I have any other questions right now.
No, I think that's a good wrap up right there.
You have anything else you'd like to add to it, Bethany?
No, other than just thank you for this opportunity to share Safe Families for Children.
The main focus of this is to try to share, good things, new businesses, or, we'll do food reviews, but positive. There's so much negative that's said about Klamath Basin and Klamath Falls, and I love it here. And I've been here for 20 years now, and trying to shed a light on the good things that happen too. There's a lot of good people here.
There are.
So
Yeah.
And your family is a perfect example of that.
Oh,
so
thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it needs to be recognized. There's not a lot of folks that are willing to make that sacrifice, if you will, to help others. And so when people do, it needs to be brought to everybody's attention, in my opinion. So
Thanks.
Well, and this might be a good platform too, because if you're really watching this on the YouTube, you probably could be a little bit secluded. So
I watch YouTube a lot. What are you saying?
you don't have any friends?
Yeah, so if you are secluded and watching on YouTube, then you may need
See?
you may
Right?
need
All
to
right.
volunteer with
In
us.
a bad way. There's
Well
nothing
played,
wrong with
sir.
that.
One more thing I will share is that we are going to, in the near future, in the next 4, 5, 6 months, going to be starting a Hearts for Seniors program, partnering that with our Safe Families. And so that is, it's a companionship program for socially isolated adults 65 and over, living on their own. And
I knew that was coming.
Yeah, so they don't have.
I'm not over
yeah.
65 yet.
There's a lot of people 65 or over that they don't have family and friends checking up on them, and they're trying to do it on their own. And so that's going to be a really nice addition to what we do.
Oh yeah.
So.
And again, the areas that you talk about, out in Bonanza and Sprague River and those areas, there's a lot of seniors out there that kind of face some tough times. There's not a lot of social activities going on for them out there. So.
Yeah, and we cover the whole county, so we're clear up to Gilchrist and Chemult and Chiloquin and out to Keno and Merrill Malin. So so anybody, we've got families in all those areas actually looking for support, and so we need volunteers in all those areas too.
Good to know.
So
if you'd like to volunteer, give Bethany a call or an email and help out. And on that note, I don't think I have anything else. I don't know if you don't. Are you? You're
all right,
good.
I'm good.
All right. Well, thanks
All
you
right.
guys.
Thanks.
Hope to see you guys reaching out to Bethany and giving her some help. Thanks a lot. We'll.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. Thanks for being
Yeah,
here.
thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Yeah. Forgot about that part. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we will see you guys next week.
Yeah.